not. I don't know if I can give advice to
you have some perspective.
Some perspective.
Or your own opinion.
Persistence.
Yes.
Persistence.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Persist. Good luck and persist and take care of yourself. I'm thinking now about one of our methods, Future's Triangle, where we have at the top vision of the future, and then here we have current trends, and then here we have weight of history and social structure. Okay? So the way I work with Future's Triangle, I look at how all of us and certain individuals engage, because social change is always a result of those three forces. So you want to create social change, you have to have an image of the future. The more explicit that image of the future is, and the more inspirational it is, more people will be motivated to, move in that direction. And then you have this weight of history, social structure, present, and so on that is dragging that image down. And some people really don't like that image of the future. Or they are informed by some past narratives that they find more meaningful. So that works against that future, and status quo, more of the same, back to the past, that all works against that vision. And then you have these trends, and some of those trends will be pushing vision, and some will be actually dragging it down. Okay. The way I see it is different individuals and groups choose to work at different levels. In the area of education, there were a number of people who were very unhappy with educational systems way back. So what they did is they were highly inspired by the vision of the future that they themselves wanted, and they went out of the system and created alternatives such as, let's say, Montessori schools or Stein, Waldorf, that sort of thing. So you could say that they were utopians, revolutionaries, they were engaged with radical change. Other people were inspired by certain visions, but they were very well aware of the context they found themselves in. They were conscious of the history and social structure, and they say, well, we actually want to work within the system. So they're your pragmatists and reformists. And some people are there because they choose to, and some people are there just because they're there, and they don't have the energy, strength, opportunity to create those type of alternatives. It takes lots of energy to go out of the system and create something completely new. And there is no guarantee that whole-scale change will work. Actually, lots of intentional communities, after a certain period of time, dissipate and disappear. So some people work within the system, and they chose more of these pragmatic, reformist approaches, and then some people are carriers of the past, and they would be your reactionaries, conservatives, and so on and so forth. So I guess it's for each of one of us to decide who we are, as people, and then see. I may be more of a revolutionary, but I'm still looking for a revolution to join it. Just kidding.
That's right.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like something that has to gel. Who you are, people you're surrounded with, the right momentum in history, the right timing, that sort of stuff. I mean, it's hard to join a revolution if you're raising two small children, for example. So there is a social context we find ourselves in. And then all of us play those roles all the time in different contexts. In one context, we may be revolutionary. In other contexts, we may be very conservative.
Okay. Yes.
So how do you need to decide what's important to you, be very clear about the vision of the future, make it as explicit and as inviting as possible, see what's going on around you. Are there some trends that are perhaps helping that vision? If you are kind of coming from a progressive space and you're seeing that your country wants to join EU, is there something in that trend that can help your case?
Okay.
So you can say, I want this because we need that to join EU. I'm talking about Serbia.
Yeah.
So this is something that all of us then, if we have these tools and methods, and we do in the area of future studies, can then analyze and then see how can we minimize the impact of that history that is working against the vision. Can we contain it? Can we quarantine it? You're asking a very good question. Like in organizations, you will have people who will embody all those fields. Some will want bigger change, some will want smaller change, some will want no change.
Okay.
And then if you are a change agent, you want to kind of somehow contain people who want no change, or to see what is it that they need, what are their needs and concerns, and then to see whether this new vision can incorporate their needs and concerns to be more inclusive.
Okay.
Make sense?
That's a great answer.
Okay.
Just